What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut. I'm here today with the Acura RSX in S-Class. It's a banger. I've got two builds for you. They are both really good, and they're a little different depending on what your driving style is. So no matter what you need, I got you fixed up. And I guarantee this is nothing you guys have seen yet. So let's get into it. Intro, a little different today. Unc RC dropped this last night, and it's like my new favorite banger coming out of his lab. So like, we out here, called Wasting Time. His SoundCloud's down below. I don't think this is on the SoundCloud yet. He just released it in my Discord. That goes to show you, like, we got artists making music that are releasing to my Discord. We out here. We deep. Cornnut Crew is a we. It is not a me. And if you want to be a part of that, come and hang out. We love to have you. We get new people every day. And we're vibing harder than anybody else on Need for Speed Unbound right now. Let's get the build. I'm excited about this one. After yesterday's catastrophe with the G-Wagon, it's time to actually put you guys in something that's decent. So let's go. For the performance on this one, actually, let's go styling first. You guys know I'm going to start trying to do that with people. So there's two separate body kits you can really get. Those two are super similar, but you basically have three options for fenders, a couple different ways you can kind of tune it up and do stuff with it. It's not bad. I would say that this is like kind of middle of the road for the styling. When you stance it and lower it, it goes a lot lower than this. So on air suspension, you can get it quite low if that's what you're into. Outside of that, I would say for a styling portion, if I had to rate it, but 3 being the most, 1 being very little, 0 being no styling at all other than rims, I would say this is maybe a 2. Like, there's some, but not as much as some of the other cars. Other than that, it's pretty dope. I really like it. It's a cute little front-wheel drive car, and I think that this is one that people like because you could potentially own this car, and it's not like out of the realm of possibility for a lot of people. Let's get into the build. 2 engines for this one you can pick, you guys. We're going to start with my personal favorite, which will be the first one that you see in the gameplay footage. This is the last engine furthest to the right, the Pro 2.9 liter V8, 471 brake horsepower when we start, and we go up a ways from there. This engine's got that AM or ASMR. I love the sound of it. It's the Ferrari F40 motor, so it just gives me what I want. For the parts, you are running Gold Super Induction. You're running Elite Platinum ECU, Elite Platinum Fuel System, and Silver Pro Exhaust. Pair that with an Elite Platinum Roots Supercharger. That motor, that Roots, this is the combo, you guys. I've used it in other builds, let me tell you. You're going to run Sport, Bronze, Nitrous, Elite Platinum Road Suspension, Iron Basic Brakes. When we're boosting, who needs brakes? And then Elite Platinum Grip Tires. We grip it and we rip it. It's front wheel drive, and so it's a weird drifty boy. You don't drift it, you grip it. You're going to run Sport Bronze Clutch, and you're going to pair that to the stock transmission, which is the Silver Pro 6-speed transmission. Fun fact, if you drop it to the Sport, it brings you up 5 points or 4 points. So it's literally better to have the 6-speed in it. The reason it does, Sport Bronze, fun fact, as I always say, 0 to 60, quarter mile, that shit don't matter. This is why right here. 6-speed is better in this engine. You've got more gears for each corner, so instead of being stuck in third where maybe you're too low in third to really justify it, but it doesn't work for second or vice versa if you did third to fourth, having an extra gear in there to shorten the gear ratios gives you a better choice. The reason the game takes the 5-speed and puts it up higher is because it takes that quarter mile time and you've got 1 less shift involved. So your overall quarter mile time is lower because you don't have to make the shift. So the game calculates that and it's like, oh, this is better, so more PI points. No. We launched the damn thing in third or fourth gear anyway, so we don't care about the quarter mile stat because we blow it out of the water when you launch, and you really want that 6-speed. So stay away from the stats. Do not use 0 to 60. Do not use quarter mile. Those stats are calculated based on if the car was launching at a drag strip. We don't. We launch with a perfect start and boost and NOS, and you blow a quarter mile time way out of the water when you launch the car. So thank you for attending my TED Talk. I'll get off my soapbox. Let's keep with the build. Elite Platinum differential. Now, with that on the next motor, you could get away with the gold one, but I'm running the Elite Platinum. Auxiliary, I run nitrous drift and I run nitrous grip. So the two there, that allows me to micro drift. It's the way around the track. It's really fast, you guys. And if you're new to the game, I've got a manual transmission and a Redline Tech video to explain that, because I do use those terms in the gameplay. I'm working on a micro drift tutorial for you guys that is just going to be set up just for that, to get you guys proficient at it. So that's the setup for this engine. For the handling, slide the slider 100% to the left, full grip, and then your downforce, you're going to run that. Oh no, excuse me, 95. This one's 95. So you got to run 95% grip. So run it all the way back left and then click it down one. So error there, I apologize, you guys. So 95% grip on this one. Steering sensitivity, I run 2 clicks high. You guys do whatever's comfortable for you. And then the downforce, there's a couple different spots you can put it. They've all got to be towards the right side, so it's like 3, 4, and 5 are the last clicks. So 3 clicks to the right, or +3, +4, +5. That's how we've been saying it in the crew, so I was going to start using that terminology a little bit. But those last 3 clicks is where you put it. It doesn't matter. The car doesn't really need the downforce. It's not super downforce sensitive, so go with what you feel. Traction control off. Drift entry, brake tap. This is my preference. I like this one. It's a little more rowdy because all the extra torque it has compared to the other version, but it's good. I can handle the torque. I've got a lot, 1,000+ hours in the game. You guys know your wheelman's got it. But that being said, there might be some newer players that might struggle with that, so I've got you guys covered too. For this 2.9 liter V8, you've got 735 on the horsepower. Your torque, the big number here, 684. A lot of torque in a front wheel drive car is kind of a gift and a curse. It makes it a little darty. It just handles weird. Let's go. Let me get you the other engine. The other engine that you can use is the third engine over. It is the 5.2 liter V12. It is the Sport Bronze engine, 449 brake horsepower when we start. Now you'll see that this engine gets us to 765 on the horsepower. Let me do the comparison. So you've got 30 more horsepower, but we're taking literally 120 foot-pounds of torque out of the car for this other build. And so that makes it a little easier in the corners. Let's go to the parts. For the V12, you are going to run Silver Pro induction. You're going to run Super Gold ECU, Silver Pro fuel system, and Super Gold exhaust. And you're going to pair that with an Elite Platinum single turbocharger. The reason I went with the single turbo is because it fits in the class the best this way with this configuration, gets you that extra horsepower, but it nerfs all the torque out of it compared to the other build. So that way you've really got 2 contrasting options here based on what your driving style is. If you find the V8 to be too rowdy, do this one. If you're balling on a budget, build this one. This engine's cheaper. So there's different ways you can skin the cat here. Both of them are very good. You'll see both builds be used on the same track in the gameplay footage, so maybe you can get an idea of what you want to do. Sport Bronze nitrous bottle. Oh, excuse me. And then it's the same chassis and drivetrain as before. So you're going to do the Elite Platinum road suspension, Iron Basic brakes, Elite Platinum grip tires, Sport Bronze clutch, Silver Pro 6-speed transmission, Elite Platinum diff. This is the one where you can put in the gold super diff if you want, because, oh no, that was the other one. The other one was 95. No. Elite Platinum diff, just do that, guys. And I've already, so far in the video, I'm not going to take another one, so we're here, boys. Problem with 1 takes and no scripts. For your auxiliaries, you're going to run nitrous drift and nitrous grip, or that's what I run. That's how I micro drift. That's how you get the most out of the car. That's where we're at. Handling, slide the slider 100% grip. We are full Beyonce with this one. So all the way to the left. Steering sensitivity stays the same for me. I'm running 2 clicks high. Downforce, you've got options here. If you run it all the way high, it's 330. That is S329. And then you can back it off, and there's a couple places over here, right there. Those 2. That's 329 as well. So there's some spots for your downforce. Go with what you feel. I didn't think the car really needed a lot, so I run it to the low end on this one. Traction control is off, and drift entry is brake tap. That's going to give you the V12 765 on the horsepower, max torque 566. Big differences there between the two, you guys. It's a good car either way. Super sturdy, super stable. I mean, it's not going to outgrip and outperform an F40, and it's not going to walk down the 71 Skyline at all. I'd say that this is kind of on par with like the McLaren F1 builds that we've got, and a couple other, 200-mile-an-hour builds that are also good everywhere else. So if you're struggling in the corners, if you think the cars are a little rowdy, run the turbo, because it only really engages once you're up in the RPM range and really zooming. Other than that, maybe run the V8. But I like giving you guys options so you can do what's best for you, and then fight me in the comments on what you think is best. Outside of that, Copium series right now. If you guys don't know, it's my challenge series that I run. It's awesome. I don't want to go into it too deep because this video is already going to be really long, but I am super thankful to all of you guys. Stay tuned for the gameplay footage. Like the video, please, if you haven't. That helps it get in front of more people. A lot of new players, they need to see this stuff. And outside of that, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. All right, we are out here in the RSX. I'm running the 2.9 liter V8 because I love that engine. This is the torquey boy, so it's a little more to handle, but it's definitely set up really well. So it's going to be a good battle. I didn't take a look at all the cars we're running. Let me see what we're up against here. We got a Golf, couple Lambos, new Golf and old Golf. That's pretty dope. And then that looks like, let's see, some Mercedes. This could be fun. We got the 6-speed. I'll still probably launch in third. You probably get away with a 4th gear launch. Do a little micro drift there. Ooh, watch out for the truck. Alright, we're gonna get our 3-bar. We're gonna just boost this corner. Yeah, we are Omega stable and we're flying. Let's go. Top speed on this thing's about 200. Let's see if we can actually redline tech it up above that. Oh, the ASMR of this engine is just there, you guys. Ooh, we got a little loose coming over the hill. That's going to be front-wheel drive action at its heart. What's Tech driving? He just flew past us. Obviously, this is the highest speed portion of the track, so let's see what we can do. Now, the question on my mind every time I get to this part of the track is, do we try to send it into the D-Gen line? Because I love that line, but it's not faster. Is he also in an RSX? That would be nutty, dude. That would be super Omega nutty. It looks like he is. That's super cool. He must have saw what I picked and had it in his garage already. I love that. And I haven't released this build yet, and I know I didn't send it to him, so he's in some other build. Let's see if we can walk him. Now it's build versus build. Car versus car. Mono e mono. Spoon Racing Cornnut Edition versus that dude. Let's see if I can get next to him and hear what engine he's got. Dude's definitely driving really well. Ooh, and he crashes. Takes himself out on the traffic. Alright, this is the dicey section, so we want to make sure we get on the brakes right here, turn in real sharp because we know that checkpoint's there. Use our boost to get back up to speed, not die on traffic. Now there's a protection lane right here, this little bike lane. This is a great spot to live. No cars ever hang out here, so if you guys are running this track and you stay to the left right here, it's a pretty good spot. Oh, we took him to Gapplebee's. He must have crashed again. Let's go, let's go. Downshift, brake in there. Now, I'm going to save this 3-bar. We're going to see how this thing trons. It trons very predictably and very good. Absolutely Omega good car. Not really Omega good car, but this is stable. You guys are going to like this. After yesterday's exploits of the G-Wagon, I had to bring you something you were going to like that was actually good because my heart just wouldn't allow me to bring you guys bullshit. Alright, Tron turn. Oh, yeah, let's go. Easy peasy. This car is perfect. It's definitely not as fast as the Skyline, but not as rowdy either. So you guys that are maybe not as familiar with Tron turns or boosting and stuff, it's got its own caveats. Front-wheel drives are a little weird because there's not a ton of them in the game. And so you do work a little bit up against that, but it's not a bad experience. Yeah, we're putting the car right where we want it. You guys are going to like this one. And if you feel that this version's a little too rowdy, you'll see how I'm kind of getting a little bit cut back and forth. It understeers just a skosh. It has a lot to do with all that torque. That's when you would want to run the flat 12. If you're driving this one and it's not hooking up and doing what you want, go grab that flat 12. It's going to have a little more top speed, and it's going to be a little more ginger on the low end. So you'll see how I'm getting a little rowdy with it, like I'm steering and the car's kind of just going places where I'm not necessarily want it, kind of back there where we avoided the tree. That's going to be something that the 12-cylinder probably would not have to work around. So either way, very good stuff. Car's planted and predictable. We're not out here doing any mega fast runs. I mean, we need to be almost sub 4 to be on pace for race records, but that's pretty good. That's a good way to start the day for me as far as bringing you guys gameplay footage, because I shoot the gameplay footage first, then do the build, because if I make any changes, that all happens during this phase. Overall, pretty good. Tech totally wasn't an RSX. What's good? Ours is better. Had nothing to do with driver mod. That's all car for sure. All motor built. All right. So now we're out here, round 2 in the car, because I want to show you both engines. This is now the flat 12, so you can see the stats are there for that with the single turbo. You'll definitely hear it. This thing it's full angry bumblebee. Just ASMR 2.9 liter Ferrari F40 motor just blesses my ears. This engine, not that. Some people really like it. It's not my favorite sound, but let's see if we can actually if we get no crashes, our time should be improved from before, so that's going to be kind of the difference there, but let's just see what we can come up with. Launch in third, so there's some consistency there. It bounces more aggressively on the top end because that turbo is just spooling and making us go. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to save this boost and get into this corner, and we're going to hook it and rip it. Alright, let's go. Top speed. Now let's see what we can redline this tech up to. Now with the turbo, we should be able to redline tech considerably higher because you've got more on the top end. Oh lord! Oh, that was... we were in the full danger zone there. We gotta go catch Vast Trap. Vast Trap's one of the boys he's doing copium. I recognize the name. Or VA Strap. That's probably dude's name. Yeah. Mr. VA Strap. We gotta get him. Now, I will say that this particular build is definitely not as aggressive on the corners. It's not running around on me. It's not nearly as rowdy. I don't know if it's as fast. It feels good. I definitely like when that turbo kicks in, you're at the top end. Alright, out of respect for my previous run that we're kind of comparing this against, I'm not going to get just Omega Spicy and do the degen line as bad as I want. Alright, let's see here. Gotta keep our nose clean. What's he in? Is he in that Legends Edition BMW? Because that's a really good car. Talk about some degen shit. That was dope. We were full panic mode, and then we were coming up to that billboard, and I was like, oh, I know that that's the one with the trailer, so we don't want to hit that. And so, like, literally, that was just panic. Panic. And now Tech's with us. We got to get Vast Trap. We've had 2 crashes, so our time's going to be slower. That's okay. It's okay. We are going to grab the gas station to top up our NOS so we can try to catch this boy. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. For me, I don't mind the rowdiness of the 2.9 liter V8. For some of you other guys, though, you might really like this one. I mean, they're both good. We gotta catch Vass. He's flying. That was a good Tron turn. Stayed on the road. Didn't give us any boost, but real smooth. Alright, coming up through here, we're going to micro drift this to accumulate some boost so we can cork it right around this corner. And look how we closed that gap by doing that. That was the move. Now we've got a really tight turn here. We're going to downshift and then do a Tron turn and line up this checkpoint. Get in front of our man Vass Trap. That was good. Go the inside here. Stay in fourth. Boost out. It should give us more boost right there. Use that in fifth. Now we're in front. Okay. We did a little micro drift. It's a little rowdy there. With that big turbo, you've got to be on point with your shifts because it only makes power at the very top end of the RPM range, and so you've got to be knowing your shift points for that and listening to that engine. If it's not screaming at you, you're not getting your power out of the turbo. We missed a 3-bar there. Oh my god, that threw off my entire chain. We should still be able to catch him. We're going to stay in the draft until it's like the last moment. See how we're catching him on the top end here? That's just the turbo pulling us up to that car. Alright, there we go. That is Scenic Route with the turbo. So either way, not bad. Preference, I think I'd run the 2.9 liter V8 because I love that engine. But either way, car's good. We are obviously 10 seconds slower, but we had an extra crash in there. So I think they're very competent side by side. It's just a matter of maybe what you like the sound of. Maybe if you prefer the turbo kicking in at the top end of the RPM, that's going to make cornering a little easier because you don't have all that power pulling the front wheels around, which causes understeer. But if you run the roots on the 2.9 liter, now you've got that torque. It'll get you out of the corners a little better, but it's a little more rowdy. So go with what you feel. You know your play style. I don't. So I like to bring you the options, and so that way you can build the car the best that you can. You guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.